Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is part 2 of my One Piece overview series. I think I will get through the East Blue and maybe get to a little bit of Baroque Works, maybe Whiskey Peak, or I don't know. We'll see how long this video gets towards the end. But yeah, I have 5 volumes left of the East Blue, which covers the end of the Baratier and the entirety of Arlong Park, and I'm so excited to see Arlong Park in manga form for the very first time. So let's go ahead and take a look at volume 7. There's a lot to cover in the I think I already went over this one, didn't I? No, not yet. But yeah, this arc covers a lot, from Don Krieg to Sanji and Zoro. But it's a really good one. It's a huge step up from Syrup Village. I really enjoy this arc. There we go. That's better. You guys can get a better view. A little bit higher. And this fight with Pearl, it's not my favorite. But Sanji does get to show off his fighting chops in this arc. And then of course, you get Sanji's backstory, which isn't really his backstory. Some One Piece fans will get what I'm talking about. But it's just enough to get us to like him, and for Sanji to get some character development and show why he cares about Zeff so much. And they changed it in the anime, where he got his leg stuck in some chains, and he had to cut it off. But this scene, where Zeff and Sanji are stranded on this island, is so much more brutal. Where Zeff actually cuts off his leg and eats it to give Sanji all his food, which is crazy. And some people think that anime is just for kids. Show them scenes like this, where this guy eats his own leg to survive. Like, come on. That's brutal, man. But yeah, this is a really good starting point for Sanji. And all the Straw Hats are done so well and written so well. And I really love these shows of Luffy's resolve. But yeah. There's Don Krieg. And this is his fight with Luffy. And Sanji's fight against Gin. Yeah, there's not much left to go off of here. But yeah, I think the next volume will cover the end of the Baratier. Sorry for skipping. It's just a lot of this is filler substance. And like I said, I'm just going to be going over some of my favorite moments in this series. So Don Krieg's fight, or the Luffy's fight against Don Krieg, is really good. I really like this fight. And there it is. I think that's the final hit, right? Yeah. And then That's the end of the Baratie. I really love this scene. I love this scene where Sanji's talking about his dream and his face just lights up. I love it a lot. And it tells you so much about this series and what it means. So much about dreams and people's resolve to keep going, you know. I love that a lot about this series. And this is the first scene in this series that kind of made me tear up when Sanji was saying bye to Zeph, because despite Zeph and Sanji like bickering all the time, they really care about each other, man. Zeph is Sanji's father, basically adopted father. He's the one who raised him. He's the one who saved his life. He's the one who gave him another chance at living. The Baratie was really good, man. Such a good arc. And this is here where I had my second thoughts about Nami. Because I originally thought that Nami was like a one-note character. I don't know if the scene is going to be in here. I might have passed it already. And this is really interesting. This is kind of like, it looks like Wano, honestly. Well, obviously, right? This is really interesting. But yeah, there's this one scene, I think I passed it, where Nami's on the Going Merry that she stole from the other guys. And she's crying, saying that she had a lot of fun with the guys. And she's thinking about Balmir, right? And she's crying. So that was then when I thought, oh, you know, maybe Nami has, you know, like layers, right? I mean, all the characters are layered. Lots of layers. But Nami, for sure, definitely. So that was volume 8. And here we finally get to Arlong Park. Probably in my top 5 arcs of the series. Because they're just so good, man. They're full of world building and character development and such good scenes and it's really good. Oops, there it goes. So I'll go ahead and start Arlong Park. I'm really sad they didn't add Hachi in live action, because Hachi plays a big role later on in the series. They just added these guys and some other fishmen. I'm not sure. Well, I have a good reason as to why they didn't add Hachi. Because of his 6 arms. But yeah. Arlong Park. He's such an imposing villain, man. I think Arlong is definitely in the pool of like big bads, you know? Because Arlong is such an imposing figure and stuff, right? He's taken this entire village hostage and everybody is scared of him. And this is where I started to like Nami a little bit more. Where it's revealed that she joined the Arlong Pirates in exchange for being able to buy the village back from Arlong. There's some other stuff here. And then she makes it out as if she killed Usopp. Oh, this scene is really cool. Where is it? Where Arlong catches the cannonball in his mouth and he destroys it with his teeth. And then there's the reunion between Nami and the other Straw Hats. And then again with Luffy's resolve. And this is Nami's backstory. This isn't when I was like, okay, I'm really starting to like Nami. Where Arlong shows up out of nowhere, and he decides, I'm going to take this village hostage, right? And of course he has more motives, like ulterior motives, which is shown back in Fishman Island, or all the way into Fishman Island. And then they kill Belmir, and Arlong takes Nami hostage. For this entire time, for how long was it? I'm not entirely sure. 8 years? But yeah, that was Volume 9. Oh, here it is. Oh, man. I love this scene so much. This is one of my favorite scenes in the entire series. It speaks so much to me, man. And it's so... There's so much poured into it. Okay. So, Nami is this character, right? Who, you know, she does these things for a reason. Like, taking the Mary and, killing Usopp. And Luffy knows what she's going through. He sees right through her, right? And this is where Nami finally loses everything. And she's cursing Arlong, right? And stabbing herself where she has the Arlong Pirates tattoo. And Luffy comes and stops her. And she's screaming at him. She's lying to him. She's telling him to go away. And she finally realizes that she can't do this by herself. And she asks Luffy to help her. And without hesitation, this man says, of course I will. Right? With no hesitation. From the get-go, Luffy saw Nami as a genuine friend. It is so good, man. And then there's that famous Arlong, walk to Arlong Park scene. No hesitation. This guy is on business, man. Which one of you is Arlong? Gets right to it. Such a good scene. I love Arlong Park. So then, I think most of this is going to be like, well, not exactly filler, but just a lot of fighting. I don't exactly remember most of this. Zoro fights Hachi. Luffy gets thrown into the water, and of course he can't move. Sanji fights that other guy. Usopp fights that guy with the big lips. But yeah, most of this, it's just shonen fighting. There's not a lot of substance to all this fighting, but it's cool. I love the fights in One Piece. They're goofy, but Oda finds a way to... Ugh, that was my bad. I spit all over the page. Man, I gotta be more careful. But yeah, the fights are goofy, but Oda finds a way to make them meaningful for each character, right? And I think Usopp's fight against this fishman is my favorite. Because Usopp, up to this point, and definitely where the series is now, he's a coward, right? And he doesn't believe he'll ever become a brave warrior. And this was it. This was his moment. And the only way he can become a brave warrior is if he believes so, right? And this is it right here. And then Zoro defeats Hachi with his 3-sword style. Yada yada yada. Luffy finally shows back up to the battlefield, and then his fight with Arlong starts. And then Luffy's declaration that he will defeat Arlong. So yeah, that was volume 10. Still on Arlong Park. I think it'll finish with this volume. And I love that Luffy, you see this more along with the series, right? But up to this point, Luffy had just been fighting the strongest guy there was. And that included Kuro and Morgan and Don Krieg. Well, during the Baratie, Mihawk was the strongest, but he realized that it was Zoro's fight. But here, he knows exactly where to go to, right? And you see that more into the series where Luffy knows exactly the right person to fight. And he fights for his friends, you know? I get that in Wano, there's a bigger purpose to defeating Kaido and kicking him out of Wano. But here, he's fighting for Nami. And there's that part where he gets mad when Arlong he calls Nami a tool. He gets mad. And aside from knowing exactly who to fight, he knows exactly what to do as well. And he starts tearing apart the room that Nami was hostage in. See? The problem is this room, she hated being stuck here. I'm going to smash it to smithereens. And there's that Gum battle axe. And I love this scene, man. Where Luffy declares Nami as his friend and one of the Straw Hats. And Nami finally accepts it and becomes an official Straw Hat pirate. It's a really good scene. So yeah, they leave Kokoyashi Village? I think that's what it's called. It is such a good arc. I wish I could go more in depth, but I have to give each part of the story like its own fair amount of time. So then they get to Loguetown, you know, whatever. They finally meet Smoker. Where's Smoker? Smoker's around here somewhere. Well, he's probably somewhere around here. But yeah, and then we finally, there he is. I love Smoker. Yeah. Loguetown. And I think I skipped it somewhere around here before they get to Loguetown. Or I think it was after they leave Loguetown and they enter the Grand Line, where each of the Straw Hats declares their dream. But yeah, I think that's in volume 12. But yeah, East Blue is such a good saga, such a good way to start off the series. Oda is a genius, and he always will be. He's a really good writer. He knows, like, I wish I could see what goes on in his mind, like his process, you know? But yeah, there's the East Blue Saga of One Piece. This was One Piece Overview Part 2, I believe. So, yeah, thanks for watching. And I hope you guys are looking forward to this series. I'm really enjoying it, just sitting here talking about One Piece. Something I love so much. But yeah, look out for Part 3 coming soon. I'll be going over maybe half of Alabaster, or Baroque works, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.